We are working on Chapter 2, Lesson 2, page 104, Guided Practice. Numbers 1 through 3, write each percent as a fraction in simplest form. So we have 15%, which means 15 per hundreds, because remember, per cent means per hundred. So we have 15 hundredths, and we want to write that as a fraction in simplest form. So we look at 15 and 100. The greatest common factor of 15 and 100 is 5. So we divide each of these by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 15% written as a fraction in simplest form is 3/20. So next we have 80%, which is 80 per 100. And we want to write that as a fraction in simplest form. We see 80 and 100 have a greatest common factor of 20. So we want to divide each of these by 20. 80 divided by 20 is 4. And 100 divided by 20 is 5. So 4/5. And then we have 33%. That's 33 per 100. And 33 and 100 have a GCF of 1. They don't have any other common factors except for 1. So that is already in simplest form. Numbers 4 through 6. Write each fraction as a percent. Use a model if needed. So we want to scale these up so that they have a denominator of 100. We have 3/10. We can scale that up to hundredths. To get from 10 to 100, we multiply by 10. So we do the same thing to our numerator. 3 times 10 will give us 30. So that's 30 over 100, which is 30 per 100, or 30%. Number 5, we have 3/20, and again, we want to scale that up. So we have a denominator of 100. So to get from 20 to 100, we multiply by 5. So then we need to do the same thing to our numerator, multiply by 5. So we get 15 hundredths, which is 15%. Number 6, we have 2/5. We want to scale that up to 100 for the denominator. So 2 is to 5 as 1 is to 100. So to get from 5 to 100, we multiply by 20. So we need to do the same thing to our numerator. 2 times 20 gives us 40. So 2 is to 5 is 40 is to 100. So we have 40 per 100. So that is 40%. I'm just going to adjust the camera down a little bit. Also, ran 7 out of 10 days. What percent of the days did she run? So she ran 7 out of 10 days, and we want to scale that up to 100. For the denominator, we multiplied the denominator by 10. So we need to do the same thing to the numerator times 10. So 70 over 100, 70 per 100 is the same as 70% of the days. So Elsa ran 70% of the days. Okay, so she took 30% of the time as days off of running. Why is it helpful to write a fraction as a percent? Percents are really helpful when we want to compare one or more things, or excuse me, 2 or more things. So if I have a fraction like 36 over 73, and I have another fraction, I don't know, 112 over 165. It's hard to compare those things sometimes, but if they're percentages, they're always per 100, so they always have the same denominator. So then you just look at the numerators and see which one is higher. So it's easier to compare when you have a like denominator or a per 100, so percentage. So when fractions are written as percents, it's easier to compare the values. All right, and that was the guided practice, chapter 2, lesson 2, page 104, fractions and percents.